Hey gang, welcome to It's Casual. I'm Rory Penland. No, actually I'm not Rory Penland. I'm Steve Arik. I'm filling in for Rory because, well, our theme this evening is the Renaissance Festival, and they made me wear tights keeping with that theme, and Rory would have looked ridiculous in tights, so they called me in to host for him. No, actually he's in the Bahamas, and we've got some of the musicians and some of the street performers that are performing over at the Largo Renaissance Festival. If you haven't had a chance to make it down to the festival so far, yesterday was 98 Rock Day at the Renaissance Festival because, of course, whenever they have jousting matches, they like to have those covered by radio stations, keeping with the historic accuracy of the festival. Anyhow, I was listening this morning, and Steve Johnson on the morning said that this festival was so authentic that a lot of people actually left with the plague. It's a real good time down at the festival, and we're really delighted to have some of the members of this. It's the Gypsy Guerrilla Band who's going to be performing a medley of humor, of whiskey, night at the fair, and trip to Sligo. Why don't we roll some of the music with the Gypsy Guerrilla Band? The Gypsy Guerrilla Band. I feel like Ed Sullivan now. We've got a film clip we're going to show in a second of the Gypsy Guerrilla Band out at the fair, and then we'll have them join us, and we'll be taking some telephone calls and find out some of the specifics about the Renaissance Festival. Why don't you guys come over here and we'll talk to you guys, and while we're getting set up with them, we'll roll this clip of some actual festival footage. Do we have that ready to go? No. We don't have it ready to go, but hey, it's casual here.
All right.
Come on in, sit down. We have Jim and Joyce Lilquist. This one would be Jim, and Joyce would be the one in the center, I'm assuming.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and Jim Hancock.
Yes.
Now, the instruments that you play, Joyce, you play
It's what we call a corded zither.
a corded zither. Now, is that an actual period piece? Is that?
Well, I hate to admit it, but no, not really. It's really only 100 years old.
It's
right
only
now.
100 years old, so you're missing it. You're missing the Renaissance by several hundred years, Joyce.
Yeah, you made me admit it, though.
Oh, wait till they find this. They're going to be looking for another traveling merry minstrel band now. But they're not authentic. Get them out of here. Forget it. Can we go to our next guest?
The zither is that.
The zither.
The zither is.
The zither is just not the.
Just not the auto harp.
Okay.
So.
And you play.
I play a hammered dulcimer.
A hammered dulcimer. Right. Now, why would a young teenage guy decide, you know, I should take dulcimer lessons. I should learn how to play that instrument. Who knows? Make it to the big time. Why that instrument?
Well, I was a drummer first. And I played a lot of drums, and I practiced a lot, and the neighbors always complained. So I picked up the hammered dulcimer, and now they don't complain anymore.
So is that more like a guitar, more like a what instruments does it combine to make the unique sounds that it makes?
It's a lot like the back of a piano.
Okay.
You take the back off the piano, take all the hammers off the piano, and put them in your hands. That's pretty much a hammered dulcimer.
And then, Jim, the instrument that you were playing, that was real unique. That was,
yes, that's a guitar.
A guitar. Yeah. Now, see, you can look at other guitar acts like Cat Stevens and judge and say, you know, hey, I measure up or whatever. What contemporaries do you have in the dulcimer that you could say, you know, as far as dulcimer players go, I'm right up there in the top?
Well, I don't know about that. Malcolm Dalglish is a very good hammered dulcimer player. He inspired me quite a bit.
Now, you guys record as well?
Oh, yes.
A lot of radio play is there
Oh, we try as much as we can to get that radio play.
And original music?
Yes, we do original music too.
You do original music also?
Yeah, that's half the fun.
So you write stuff and try to take yourself back to the actual era where you're performing, or is your original stuff more contemporary?
It varies, actually. I have old-time sounding tunes all the way up to jazz.
Oh, so you're all well-rounded in your instruments. Do you do performing in any other, like do you play with jazz bands that would go out, combos that play out in bars, or do you stay mainly to the Renaissance festivals?
We mainly stay at the Renaissance festivals. They keep us busy almost every weekend from now till the middle of November.
Till the middle of November?
Yeah.
You're non-stop, one festival to the next?
One festival to the next.
So how's the Bay Area's Renaissance Festival compared to other?
Well, I would have to say it's probably my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I
always like this.
But that's the important thing to do. That's entertainment.
This is a very fun fair.
So how many years have you been at the Bay Area Renaissance Festival?
Well, I'd say off and on for probably 5 years.
So you're old
with
favorites.
Jim, maybe a couple years.
Okay. So this is a new lineup that you have with your?
This is my third season with
I'd
the
say
band.
so.
I think so, huh?
Yes.
So do you get? What's the difference between a musician and a minstrel? Wouldn't it be called minstrel, merry minstrel, that kind of thing? What you're doing with the Renaissance?
A minstrel would sing more. We play a lot of instrumental music, and a minstrel would carry news from different parts of the world.
And you don't do that. You just stick to the instrument.
We mainly play instrumentals. We do sing some, but mainly play instrumentals.
Let me get out the phone numbers, 254-3076, if you have any questions that you want to ask of our guests here. Now, do you have groupies that follow you around? Are there big groupies? You know, because I've interviewed a lot of rock and roll bands, and they say, you know, the women backstage. Now, you're married. You guys are so I guess I have to direct this question at Jim.
Oh, sure, all the time. Renaissance groupies. They're really old, 400 or 500 years old, but sure we have groupies.
The wenches that follow from Renaissance Fair to Renaissance
We call our
Fair.
groupies wenches, that's true.
Keep with we're having a good time. We'll take some phone calls. We'll talk.
Sure.
Now, do you do other instrumentation, or is it basically sticking with the zither, the dulcimer, and the guitar?
We occasionally have a drummer.
Okay.
And I also play bass and mandolin. And
so you have the mandolin and the...
Right.
So you encompass all of that. Jim, why did you decide to... Well, he had no choice. He's not going to join a rock and roll band playing his dulcimer. But you, on the other hand, a very talented guitar player. What made you choose to go in Renaissance?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I've always played folk musics. I consider rock and roll to be a folk music myself. Right. And this was a chance to play folk music and actually make a living at it.
And make good money. And not only that, you have the legs for the tights. That's a big part of it. Now, you guys are all pros at this kind of thing. Am I wearing my hat right?
Oh, perfect. Is
a jaunty angle. Is there one side that means I'm straight, or one side that means
no, that's the earrings.
Anything like that in the hat wearing? No. Am I doing it right?
If you put it right on the top, you might be a baker, but...
Or I could do my Guns N' Roses impression, Izzy Stradlin. But
that's it.
So you guys did you guys sell tapes?
Sure. You want to buy one?
Yeah, we got 3 different ones.
We can't do commercial endorsements, but people can come down to the fair.
Shaking his head.
Where is the fair located?
Ooh, on
It's
East Bay Drive.
On East Bay and
it's
Largo.
across from the Largo Fairgrounds.
And right behind the Largo Library.
Right behind the Largo Library. And it's been there, it's a very successful...
8 years? 9 years?
Yeah.
Oh, probably more than that.
It's been there as long as I've been in this area. And,
Yeah.
There you go. That's forever.
Like
isn't it?
$9 to get in, though, isn't it? You guys have anything
I
to
think
do with that?
$8.95.
$8.95.
$8.95, $9. I'm thinking $9.
Oh, it's worth it, though.
The
There's-
wenches better take off their chastity belts for $9.
It's actually been 11 years.
It's 11 years in the
11
area.
years, yeah.
And good crowds out there so far?
Oh, definitely.
We've enjoyed it.
Other than the music, do you do any of the night jousting, any of the...
I might hurt myself.
We leave that to the ones that
The
know how to do
professionals.
it.
Stage combat takes a lot of training, and we do a little bit of fake stage combat with friends, but we leave the swinging of swords and things like that to people who know what they're doing.
And the hammer dulcimer has the tradition.
Is actually from Persia originally.
It's a Persian instrument.
Persian instrument, 2,000 years old.
Well, that one isn't though, Jim.
No,
Not the one you play.
no, the one I
Oh,
play
okay.
actually is a couple years old. In fact, I built that particular one.
I was going to say, did you? I go to music stores constantly. I've never seen one of those hanging on a rack. Where do you find one of those?
No, you have to build them.
You have to build it yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Or get one from somebody who builds
No,
one.
it's not one for me, but
So is that Jim Lilquist dulcimers? You could start your own thing like Gibson or Stradivarius.
That's right.
And your own instrument line, the Lilquist dulcimer.
sure, that's what I'm going to do when I retire, after I get too tired to play the hammer dulcimer.
So are there MTV videos in the workings, or?
Well, actually, you've heard of Michelle Schacht, who has been on MTV, and she's a current recording artist. She uses some hammer dulcimer in her music.
Oh, she does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it has been made the
Yeah.
transition
Yes.
to some of the modern
Mannheim
music.
Mannheim Steamroller, I think, has used it.
Yep.
It's been used in a lot of musics. It's just, you hear it in the background, and a lot of people just can't identify what it is, except for us who've heard it so many
know
times.
what it is.
Yeah.
So they do that. She actually used one of those as opposed to like digitally sampling a dulcimer into a synthesizer. Or?
I don't think they've come up with a good sample of one yet.
No,
And-
and we don't want to encourage it either.
There's got to be a big demand. There's an area you might look into in your dulcimer building.
I would prefer to go in there in person and do it rather than going in there and doing it for their box and then they go home and...
So do you do studio sessions where people say, you know, what
Sure.
would really sound good on this is a dulcimer.
Sure.
And Jim Lilquist is the man to get if we want a dulcimer
Well,
player.
if they can catch me when I'm not there anyway.
We've got a caller. Hi, how you doing?
Yes, I have 3 questions for you, all right?
3 questions.
Yeah, the first question, where's the oyster?
The Royster, he's working down in the Bahamas. This
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got a job in the Bahamas, so he's down there doing his impressions in the Bahamas.
Oh, really? You know when he's going to be back?
He should be back for next week's show.
Oh, really? I have a 2-part question. It's the second one, all right?
Okay.
What is the name of the band? What is each individual's name?
It's the Gypsy Guerrilla Band, and we've got Jim and Joyce Lilquist and Jim Hancock on guitar.
Really? And my third question is to Joyce. Have you ever been...
Yeah. There's, we're glad we screened that call. I don't think
Caller number 2.
You don't have to answer it if you don't want, you know, because yeah, we screen our calls. It's a live show.
It was a live show.